What is going down, everyone? Welcome to Wine Talk with Tesh. Give me 1 second while I get situated here on. Well, I don't know why I'm getting so excited, Jordan, because ain't nobody watching in the first like 15 seconds anyway. Everybody's just like probably barely tuning in. So I'm gonna get this going on the gram while we go live. I know that we're live already, but that's cool. Wine Talk with Tesh. You know what? We'll just call it good. Boom. Boom. Checking connection. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? What is going down, everybody? Welcome to Wine Talk with Tesh. It's your boy Tesh. I'm very excited to have you guys here in the month of love because we are going to be tasting some delicious wines. And for those of you who did not get a Tesh Talk box, you fucked up. You done fucked up. I'm not. There's no other way to put it this month. You done fucked up. These are some amazing wines, and I think that you guys are going to enjoy them as much as I have in the past. So I hope that you do. And if you have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to ask. First and foremost, a little shout out to my boy Jordan behind the scenes, back at it again. He
Hey
doesn't know
everyone.
he doesn't know how much I missed him. It was a lot. Last week or 2 weeks ago, that shit sucked.
Yeah, I tuned in, watched the live chat, and missed being able to hang out. But power's back on, so we're good now.
Hours back on. Hallelujah. No, man, it is good to have you back, dude. I appreciate everything that you do, and everybody else noticed that you weren't there because it was bad.
No.
Anyhow, Diana, what's up? Thanks for tuning in on Instagram. I appreciate it. Oh, there you go. You're back again. Is everybody on? Can we get some people in the chat just to like say what's up and see like if you guys are participating or what the deal is? All right, so I know that Michelle and them are going to be on because they've been pre-gaming. No, I don't, but I'll go put it up. You put it up on Restream, right? Cool. Hello. Oh, David's cooking. All right, cool. I just got an email from Nick that says 2 votes over here to change the tasting times in the future. Man, you trying to take over my show, bro? You bought 1 box, homie. Uh, I'm just playing. You know I got nothing but love for you, baby. And we can definitely consider that if 6:30 is like prime family time. We can Thanks, James. We can instantly tell Jordan was back. Appreciate that. All right, cool. Well, Jordan is back, and I'm happy to have him too. So how about them apples? All right.
Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. I just lost Tesh. Hold on.
Live.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay. All
We're
right.
back.
We still live, yeah.
Yeah, we were live. My face popped up for a second. I was like, "Oops, technical difficulties."
Yeah. No,
But
no, it was my bad. My bad. I got a little trigger happy with pushing some buttons over here. I was trying to get my screen to be a little bit more user friendly, so that way I could read the chat while we were on as well.
yeah, everything should be good to go
Oh,
now.
and your face popped up.
Yep.
Apparently, everybody knows what Jordan looks like. All right. Anyways, let's get into this tasting. So, first and foremost, if you guys have the wines, which you should, grab your bottle of Jean-Claude Boisset and pour yourself a glass. That's the one that says Bourgogne Pinot Noir Le Ursuline right on the front, and make that happen. All right. Aaron, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Um, and we're back there. All right, cool. All right, one of the toughest things about being live is that you guys think that you can text message me and email me while I'm doing this shit live. And I get the notification, which is cool. And I don't want to ignore you because sometimes people are like, hey, help me figure this out. So, anyways, I'm going to stop paying attention to those. We're just going to go for it. So, pour yourself the Jean-Claude Boisset and start drinking and enjoying that while I tell you a little bit about this. Okay, so first and foremost, you probably saw the label and you thought to yourself, JCB, right? That sounds familiar. I think I've heard of that somewhere. Where have I heard of that? And yes, there is a relationship to JCB. The relationship is that Jean Charles Boisset, the eccentric, very, very loud personality, great guy, him is his dad is Jean-Claude Boisset. He's the OG. So Jean-Claude Boisset got into the wine game by purchasing his first vineyard with his wife in a region called Gevrey-Chambertin in Burgundy, France, all the way back in 1961. And they obviously have done an incredible job of building their brand and making incredible wines over the years because they fucking own everything. They own Raymond Vineyards, they own Deloach, they own Buena Vista, J. Moreau, Charles de Frere, Louis Bouillot, and so many more wineries. They own, their portfolio is massive. The JCB portfolio is incredibly large. And if you've ever had the pleasure of having any of the other wines, you already know that they make amazing wine. Who else is involved? It is a family affair. So when I say JCB family or I say the Boisset family, it is the Boisset family. It's Jean-Claude who makes, and focuses on the Burgundian wines. The wife, who I believe her name was Claudine, if I recall correctly. And then their children, Natalie, and of course, John Charles, which everybody again knows John Charles. If you're on Facebook and you don't see him pop up once in a while, you know, that happens, that's him. So yeah, I cannot lie, I'm drinking the Meyer Pinot Gris. My friends just can't join me until next week, so I'll watch it. Okay, that's cool. You know what, Nora, do you, boo boo. I'm glad that you are tuning in, and I'm glad that you're enjoying that wine on your own. That's okay. And that's one of the perks, right? Is that that's one of the reasons why we have all the recording stuff in the background, is I want you to be able to tune in and at your own leisure. So yeah, that's definitely a point. There is no relation to Jean-Claude Van Damme, but although that would be pretty dope. This wine would be much more kick-ass if it was like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know. Would it be cool to have another celebrity endorsed wine? I don't know. Anyways, going back to the wine, it says La Ursuline on the label. And so what you need to know about that is basically that's just an estate-owned vineyard by the Boisset family in the Côte de Nuit. So if we bring up the map of Burgundy, France, all right, James, stay with me here. All right, we're in Burgundy, France. All right, and it's kind of separated into two halves, if you will. Like it's called the up north is called the Côte de Nuit, and in the bottom portion, this is how I remember it: North Nuit, bottom Beaune, the Côte de Beaune on the bottom. So where we're at is in the Côte de Nuit, up north. So if you're looking at the map, it'll be. I'm going to point at my screen like this is going to help you. It'll be right there. Anyways, we're in the northern part of Burgundy, France, in the Côte de Nuit. That's where the La Ursuline vineyard it comes from. So this is their estate vineyard. This Pinot Noir, which if you guys are already drinking, perfect. This Pinot Noir is the perfect introduction to Burgundy, and here's why. It strikes a really good balance between the earthy notes and the fruity notes. So when you talk about Pinot Noir in terms of like, oh, that's very California in style, right? Or that's very New World in style, you're talking about being a very like bright, fruit forward Pinot Noir. Whereas Burgundian Pinot Noir tends to be much more rustic and earthy in its charm. Um, and it's delicious, it's just different, right? So for me, with this wine in particular, like I love it because there is a really good balance. There's a really good balance between Like on the fruity side, you get like raspberry, cherry, plum, a hint of cranberry. Good call, Diana. Um, a hint of cranberry, and then that's kind of balanced out by like this tobacco, leather, forest floor thing. Minerally, I don't know if I'd call it minerally. I'd call it like forest floor, like it's very earthy, right? So in that sense, yeah. Um, so okay, Ian, I don't know if I talked about this. Ian and Michelle, this is probably you guys' first time on Wine Talk with Tesh. I'm much more loosey goosey here than I was in the corporate event I did with you guys. Um, so here's the thing about minerality, right? Oh no, I did talk about this. Um, I got. Thank you, I appreciate that. I was like, for anybody who did, he just said it. He was like, I'm teasing you. The thing about minerality is that minerality isn't really a thing. Like, what does it mean, right? And so, yeah, it's salinity. It is. Um, Minerality isn't necessarily like what does minerality mean? You have to define that, right? So I had at a master somm, I was tasting with master somm Fred Dame, and I remember that was one of like his big things was like, hey, if you're gonna say minerality, I'm gonna punch you. He was like, I'll throw you out of the tasting room. He was like, you have to really define what the hell you mean by minerality because it doesn't fucking mean anything. And I was like, all right, fair enough. So yeah, this earthy, like forest floor kind of thing on this wine, but is balanced by the fruity notes, raspberry, cherry, plum, hint of cranberry. So this pairs incredibly well with things like poultry, beef dishes, but anything that has like mushrooms in it. This is why I recommended the mushroom chicken. Hey, Ian, Michelle, did you guys make any like mushroom chicken or anything to go with this? I'm curious. Um, and then I'm just curious, like what how it's pairing with the dish. We had something different for dinner because we have kids, so we had like a chicken and rice porridge thing that is delicious, but it's a little bit easier for our kids to approach. But I think that pairing wise, like this, just when I'm tasting off the wine, I think it'd go beautifully with that. So let me know what you guys think of this wine. The Boisset family, they kill it. They do a great job. This wine spends, I didn't talk about this. This wine spends 7 months on oak. 15% of that is new. Um, yeah, French oak. So leathery seems to overpower the fruit. You're wrong, my friend. Eduardo, I got none but love for you, baby. It's balanced. It's balanced. And I think that yeah, I get you. I think that this is why this is a good introduction to Burgundy, because if you had something like okay, so like JCB's the family's first vineyard, right? Gevrey-Chambertin is a region out of which you will get Pinot Noir, and that's a good example of a Pinot Noir that is like straight forest floor, like it's super earthy, um, and that to me would be that leathery tobacco thing would really overpower the fruit. Whereas this, I feel like the you still get that fruitiness, but it's more balanced. So yeah, chicken with mushrooms, parmesan, spinach over linguine. That sounds bomb. Made mushroom chicken turned into soup. Oops. Um, that's funny. That's all right. That happens. James in the mushroom. It's really good. 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 I'm glad to hear that. If this is wrong, I don't want to be right. You'll be all right, baby. Oh, thanks, Rocco. Mr. Rowe is in the building. Thanks for tuning in, bro. If you guys don't go to Rocco Wine and Spirits, you guys, some of y'all have been there because you guys went there for a previous Tesh talk quite some time ago. He's in West Sac. If you're in West Sac and you're looking for some good whiskey, that is literally the place to go. Don't go buying wine from them now, all right? You mine. Uh, no, he's a good dude. Go check him out if you're in West Sac. Good people. Marianne, good to see you. Thanks for coming in and tuning in. Appreciate you. All right. I'm glad that you guys like this. I think that Jean-Claude Boisset is an amazing, amazing intro to Burgundy. It's kind of got everything that you want, and it delivers. So yeah. I love you too, boo boo. All right. That was good. So I'm taking it easy tonight because both of my kids have a mild cold, and uh, they're both running around with a runny nose, and so I'm starting to get a runny nose. So I'm like medicated, but I got to drink with you guys because this is what we do. This is our thing. And yeah, so we get Jean-Claude Van Damme, you find. All right, so this is dope, Jordan, because everybody can actually read what's on the screen. Uh, you find too,
Yeah, I like
Fabian.
that chat.
I mean, yeah, that's cool, baby. I feel it. How's that 1942? All right, so if you guys are participating, and I know you are, grab your Miura. Oh, don't mind my Corvin. So, like I said, that's what I was trying to get into. Don't mind this thing. I'm just trying to take it easy. So I'm just gonna Corvin my next glass because I want to save the bottle for a later time. Does anybody else out there have a Corvin? I have my Corvin, and I really only use it to save bottles for tastings, like for these tastings. So if I have like a rep bring me a sample, I'll try and save them the hassle of getting me another one for the tasting, and just try and be a little bit more conservative. So yeah. So then that see, now I can just take that bottle and I put it right back in the cellar and I drink it when I'm ready to actually kill a bottle. So yeah. Wine kills COVID. I don't have COVID, damn it. It's just a cold. Yes, Ian, let's get into it, dude. Let's talk about it. Okay, so 2018 Miura. Here, okay, so one of my reps is also a buddy of mine, Steve. He was like, hey, we just picked up this new brand. It's called Miura. He has a Santa Lucia Highlands Pinot. I was like, bring it now. So if you've never tasted with me before, if you've never heard me talk about this, I absolutely love Santa Lucia Highlands. And yes, I did get to spend a week there drinking wine. Tasting wine, whatever you want. I'm a professional, goddammit, okay? I fell in love with the place, man. I don't know. I fell in love with the people. Like, it's all family owned stuff, and everyone is really, really just genuine and cool. Um, if you're not familiar, we're going to pull up the map. So if you're in the Monterey Bay and you hop on 101 South, you drive on 101 South for like 15, 20 minutes. You hit a small town called Gonzales. And as soon as you hit Gonzales on the right-hand side, you'll start seeing vineyards. That's basically those vineyards on the right-hand side at the base of the Santa Lucia range. That's Santa Lucia Highlands wine region. And all of those vineyards go all the way down until you get to the end of the valley. And it pretty much ends at the southernmost point with Pisoni Vineyard. I think is one of the furthest ones down. Anyhow, there's something magical about, like, it's one of the reasons why we all like go out and we love to be in vineyards and we love to go taste wine when we're when things are open and things are normal and we're not worried about getting the Rona. I got to do this there the entire week, right? And so they bring you into their winery, you taste some wine, but then it's like, come on, like, come, let's hang out. We got this picnic bench in the middle of the vineyard over here, and you go out there and you have this amazing wine with these amazing people. And so I really love this region. If you guys are ever looking to make a trip out of our area and you're not afraid to drive like 3 to 4 hours, go to Santa Lucia Highlands and go drink some wine. It is absolutely amazing. Anyhow, this wine is made by Master Sommelier Emmanuel Camigi. It's his brand, which actually has been around for a while. It dates back to 1995. He got the name from a Spanish. He was a breeder of fighting bulls. Spanish guy named Don Eduardo Miura, and he's a legend in the Spanish world. And what he kind of signifies is like nobility, boldness, power, right? And so that's kind of where the wine is coming from. So Master Som Emmanuel Camigi brought on Byron Kasugi to make these wines, and I think that was a brilliant idea. If you guys have never had B Kasugi wines, go check them out. B Kasugi is amazing, and I would highly recommend those wines. And if you want me to just bring in Bikasugi, I can find out who's selling it, and I can bring it in for you. So we always have that option. This definitely has more of a kick. This is a bold wine, right? Especially compared when you go from the Jean-Claude Boisset to this. Oh man, that packs a punch, right? Well, it's not a comparison, Eduardo. The Miura doesn't have to be the winner, man. It's not always one or the other, baby. There's always room for two different styles of wine. They're wildly different, and that was the point of this month, right? Is that the Jean-Claude Boisset, it was really good, and I'm not trying to take away from that because it is delicious. It's amazing wine. The Miura packs a punch though, in a whole different level. So it's like bursting with bright red cherry and red plum flavor, right? And I say burst, like it literally like it explodes in your mouth. All right. Anyhow, it's got this really nice crisp acidity. There's a hint of allspice. This is a wine that I think is kind of representative of the style of wines that you get out of Santa Lucia Highlands, where the fruit is just incredibly bright and delicious. It's not something that I would ever say no to if you put this in front of me. I Coravined it, but now that I'm drinking, I might pop it open and just finish it. Yeah. You compare this again. This should work incredibly well with. You made the mushroom chicken tonight. It should pair incredibly well with it. But yeah, Anna, I said it. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, this will pair incredibly well with that. But I like what I really crave when I taste this particular wine is I crave like duck breast. It has like that savory, like with like crispy skin. It has that savory element to it that I just think that like this Pinot would just be killer with. That Eduardo, that is a great first name. Diana, Coco, I love it. I think that's a good call. Carrie Ann, I hope you thought that we brought it, man. I'm trying to bring it. And I'm glad to hear that it was delicious with the chicken marsala that you made. And yeah, good. I'm glad that it was a good pairing. This is this one of my favorite Pinots? We're live, damn it, Nora. Shit, man. Listen, I've tasted a lot of wine, okay? So I'm not saying that this is not, I think this is absolutely amazing. I think it's delicious. I would not say no to this. It's not one of my favorites, but I think it's amazing and I do think it's delicious, okay? My favorite, again, you have to keep in mind, I was a somm at the kitchen. I drank wine for a living to put wine in front of people, and that's what I'm back to doing now. There's a couple of wines that are some of my all-time favorites, and one of them is going to be. And again, if Master Somm Emmanuel Kamiji is watching this, bro, I'm sorry, dude. I think that this wine is amazing. I would definitely drink it all the time. I wouldn't. There's nothing inherently wrong with it at all. But if you're asking me what some of my favorites are, there's a small winery called Puma Road. There it is. It just popped up in the chat. Puma Road makes this amazing Pinot Noir, single vineyard Pinot Noir up there in Santa Lucia Highlands, and that is the shit. It is insanely good. Another one that is an all-time fave that I carried regularly at the kitchen is Brulium Soberon Vineyard, and we'll get to taste that and drink that on the 24th. But let me tell you a little bit about this one because we're still on this one. We're getting sidetracked. Wait, what does this say? I can't read it because I have like all kinds of other stuff in the way on my screen. It says, we are members. Ian, where are you member at? Testarossa and are used to Santa Lucia Pinots. We love this. Dope. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you guys, joining in on the Tesh Talk and on and doing. Why don't you put up your favorite Pinot then? You already have it in your box. Damn it! I just said that. It's it's one of my favorite Pinots. I don't have like a list of like my top 5. I don't do that. But the Brouillon Soberon Vineyard, it's in your Tesh Talk box. We're going to be drinking that on the 24th. If you want to drink it now, go ahead. I have 2 bottles left, and I can order more too. I love Carith Overstreet. She's the winemaker there. And yeah, so going back again, trying to go back still. Miura, 10 months and 25% new French oak. I don't want to forget to tell you that because I think that it is important to understand. People are always like, oh, why do you always talk about the French oak influence or how long it spends in new oak or what percentage? Oh, I got paused. There we go. We're back. Sorry, I got paused. The the oak influence is really important because oak is incredibly expensive. Okay, a new barrel costs like $1,200, and you have to think that like you're not doing anything with that barrel. It's literally just sitting there aging your wine, and so you have to recoup those costs somehow. So when I share the oak and how long it spends in there, is to give you a framework of what you should expect from the wine, and then also to kind of understand the perspective of the winemaking process, right? Because it is not cheap; it is pricey, and that segues into the price point of the wine that you're in. So that's why Napa cabs have a tendency, although Napa fruit is expensive, but Napa cabs have a tendency to be much more expensive because a lot of them spend a lot of time, 18 plus months in new French oak, and so that's a good example of something that will contribute to the cost. Steve, are you actually trying to be in my live video? I want to know what's going on. I keep getting a request. So yeah. What else? Do you guys love the Miura? Do you guys love the Boisset? Don't compare them. They're wildly different. That's why I put them both in front of you. I wanted you to have them side by side. I want you to know what the Burgundy tastes like. I want you to know what Santa Lucia Highlands tastes like. I know one is probably going to be more your favorite. I do realize that, but I also want you to understand that that it's a different experience, right? Great contrast. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, he is. Okay, so Steve, Steve is joining us on Instagram. Steve, I'm not even gonna be able to hear you. All right, never mind. We'll do it next time, bro, because I can't have a guest on without letting my dude Jordan know that we're gonna have a guest on. Good. I'm glad to hear that you love them both. So, all right, cool. Any questions about any of it? I know that they're fun wines, and I'm glad that you like them. Let me know if you have any questions about either. Yeah, Steve, I wouldn't even be able to hear you because I have to keep my volume down on the gram. All right, guys. If you loved either of these, I'm out of stock on the Miura. Of course, Michael, I know, man. I know the Miura is going to be a lot of your guys' favorites. It's super bright and fruit forward, and it's just like it's hard to not be drawn to that, right? Like it's just, yeah, yeah, it is. The nose is fucking great. I would not argue with you. It is absolutely amazing. Um, that's a beautiful wine. It's very, very well done. Um, almost not fair for the Burgundy. Yeah, I know. It's not. But again, I think that the big takeaway here should be the big takeaway here should be that the Miura is, I mean, and the JCB is from a completely different part of the world, right? And so when you talk about like what you're going to experience out of a wine in Burgundy versus what you're going to experience out of a wine from right here in our backyard, that experience is different, and that's what's so special about wine. Um, so yeah, the fruit contrast. All right, so in the Boisset, Michael, you should be getting a little bit more of a leathery tobacco forest floor kind of experience, along with maybe like a hint of like the raspberry and the Bing cherry and plum. Um, Whereas with the Miura, it's much more bright. It's like bright red cherry, red plum, in your face. And there's not really a hint of earth in the Miura. It's really, there's like a hint of allspice, but that's kind of it. And that's probably from the barrel aging process. So yeah, Eduardo, I can get more of the Miura. If you are interested, just shoot me a text message, and I will make that happen for you. That's not a problem. Let's see what else we got. Both were great. Cool. What would you pair with Leatherby's ice cream? I don't know, man. It depends on the ice cream, Dad. I know that sounds snobby, but it does. It depends on what flavor ice cream that you're talking about. Yeah, in general, right? Ice cream is inherently very sweet. So with dessert wine, I feel like you need to go either sweeter or do something that's dry to create the experience. The thing that like with like going with something like dry is that most people are kind of not really into that. The flavors can be really unique. Um, I like it. I think it's really fun and delicious and cool to be able to try something different. Um, but you would probably want to go something with like Sauterne. Sauterne is the southern part of Bordeaux, where they make incredible dessert wines, usually made from Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc. I'm glad to hear that you like the Bourgogne, Carrie Ann. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. And they are both good, right? They're just different. Yep. See, Laurent knows, man. Sauterne. That's the thing. Um, the ones for 2 weeks from now, are they similar or super different from these? The Willa Kenzie is probably somewhere in between these two. And the Brouillium Soberon, I'm just gonna let you decide for yourself. I feel like that is an amazing, amazing wine in and of itself. So um, again, so I've known that winemaker for years. I've carried Brouillium Soberon Vineyard at the kitchen when I was there for pretty much the entire time. And she's the best. Like Careth Overstreet, dude. Like I ordered her wine at the kitchen, and she sent the restaurant. She sent homemade biscotti. Um, and it's like that's dope, right? Like what kind of just I just think that like her customer service and her follow up and caring about what she does, it really shines in all of the wines that she makes. So it's special and it's different. Does the JCB need to be decanted? I don't think so. You can decant it and see if it'll open up a little bit more. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Somebody was like, oh, like, the decanting thing is always a big question because people want to know if that wine is going to open up a little bit. Truth be told, yeah, the wine might open up a little bit. That is true. But for me, and this is me, generally speaking, when I pop open a bottle, I finish that bottle. So I like to experience that bottle from beginning to end. And you have to remember that as the wine is, as wine is, as I'm pouring each glass for myself, right? Air is coming in and out of the bottle. So it's going to open up, it's going to develop, it's going to show different flavors just because that oxygen is going to help kind of aerate the wine naturally. But I mean, for the most part, a Pinot Noir, rare circumstances, I'd probably decant a Pinot Noir. But I've seen weird stuff. I've had people come into the kitchen and ask me to decant their white wines. Um, to each their own. I probably wouldn't decant it. I'd probably just pop and pour. But that's just me. So Irish ice cream and Irish whiskey. Good answer. Good answer. So, all right. I think that's all I have for you guys for this round. You guys are dope. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. If anybody's watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. And Heather, thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you guys. And I'm glad that you enjoyed both of the wines. Good. Until 2 weeks from now, we will go live on all the platforms all over again, and we'll be tasting the other two Pinots. And again, they will be wildly different from what you had tonight, and we'll talk about those at that time. So yeah, so that's that. If you loved anything that's in front of you, again, I'm out of stock on this. on the Miura. I said this, like you guys can see it. I'm out of stock on that. If you want more, holler at me. I can get more. If you love the Bourgogne, scan the QR code on the back. Boop. And I do have a couple of those in stock. And if, as always, if you guys are looking for more, just let me know, and I'm happy to carry it for you. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and within just a couple of days, I will have March boxes live and ready to go. For those of you who are on autopilot, you don't need to worry about it because I'll have some set aside for you guys. Get the Puma. All right, I will get some Puma Road. You guys need to try some Puma Road. I'm letting you know right now, Nora, it's not cheap. I want to say that like it probably retails for like 75 bucks. It is an incredible Pinot Noir though. So if you still want me to get some, you shoot me an email and let me know. Yeah, expect to spend a few bucks on Puma Road because it's single vineyard, it's small family owned, it's incredibly delicious. They know what they did with it. And so yeah. Next wine box will be March, but I'll have them sooner. So within a couple of days here, I'll have the March boxes live on the website. Oh, okay. I got one Aunt Nora's down for a Puma and Diana's down for a Puma. So I'll get a box of that. I'll have to reach out to them and make sure that it's still good as it used to be because it's been about a year since I've had it. So, all right, I'm out. Until 2 weeks from now, Jordan, thanks again. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Enjoy the rest of the wine tonight. I'm going to go take a nap.